viewers, and welcome to this week's episode of Regional Review News. I am your host and presenter, Frida Moloto. So today we take you through a journey of some local news, interesting stories, entertainment of course, and some interesting places you'd want to visit when you come to the coast. So please do not go anywhere as we'll bring you all of this right here on Regional Review.
I pledge, furthermore, to speak out against violence, whether physical, emotional, verbal, or online. I will not condone or participate in any actions that cause harm to others, directly or indirectly. I will promote peace, understanding, and empathy in my interactions with others. And I commit to being a role model for non-violence, resolving conflicts through dialogue and compassion. Lastly, I pledge to provide a supportive environment which is non-judgmental. By signing this, I affirm my dedication to creating a safer, more peaceful, and supportive world for everyone. Signed, Maboses, on this first day of December 2025. Thank you very much.
Next, we take a look at the Sunshine Child and Family Center, which recently held its Christmas play, as well as the Dutch Reformed Church, which held its year-end outreach at the Food and Faith Soup Kitchen in Swakopmund, where they served soup and handed out parcels to 1,033 children. Let's take a look.
In order to put a smile on the face of every child here at the center. We are celebrating with our stakeholders today. We have family members of 107 children gathered here. The staff members are joined in with their children, and it's an absolute wonderful day at the center. And we just want to thank everyone who has contributed towards it. We know that there's been silent partners who were able to add an addition to the plates that we're serving today. So it's a blast filled with laughter, singing, music, Christmas carols, lots of entertainment from the children themselves. And we're just so overwhelmed and thankful for the general public and the support that we've had over the years so far. When I reflect on 2025, it's been a year filled with mixed emotions. And there are two things that come to mind for me. It's the vision of the center is to be a place of hope and strength. And I can truly say that the hope of the staff, the families, the children have been renewed, and their strength has also been fulfilled. In the sense that when we think of hope, when we go through transitioning, it's been a difficult year at the beginning because of so many losses that the center has experienced. The late Luzal Estrada, who was the previous executive director that passed on a year ago. We think of staff members who are no longer with us because they are not able to continue working at the center, but they were part of the pioneers that started the center. And we are thankful for the support that we've had, because amidst all the difficulties that the center has experienced, we've had a lot of blessings, we've had a lot of support, and we kick off the year feeling extremely strengthened because of the buy-in of community, and feeling truly that we have a place in not only in Walvis Bay, but also in the larger Namibian community, and that the idea of inclusion makes sense for us to a greater extent today. We look forward with a renewed sense of hope and strength also for 2026. There's a lot on our minds. We think of the fact that the centre turns 30 in March of 2026. We've just had a groundbreaking ceremony, and we're hopeful to be able to garner enough visibility, but also enough support financially to be able to start the building project for the new centre in Meersig. And we want to ask the general public to continue supporting us, to continue rallying behind us, because we need you. We are unable to do this without you. And because this is a community-based organization that is for the community, we want to involve the community as far as possible. We will also be holding an AGM towards the beginning of 2026, and we want to invite the general public to it, because it's important for us to continue living and working in transparency and fulfill the hopes of inclusion and participation. And I thank you.
The Dutch Reformed Church in Swakopmund held their end-year function by feeding about 1,333 children with food puzzles and soup at the Food and Faith Soup Kitchen in the DRC settlement of Swakopmund.
God wants you to open his heart or your heart for him to come live in it, so that he can help you learn all about love and teach you the right way to live a life of a decent Christian. Now, we must all remember that Jesus Christ is the biggest present that was ever given to us. And because Jesus is given to us, we are free. Free of sin, free of worries, and also no problems in life. Let us come together and appreciate God and his Son that gave us everything and is still giving us everything.
Now in this segment, we hear from Kresnel from the Living Desert Adventure and Tommy Tours, who leads us into an educational outing with learners from the Mondesa Youth Opportunities to the Darup National Park near Swakopmund. Let's take a look.
I grew up in Swakopmund. I went to school here, I grew up here, and I just fell in love with the ocean. That's where my whole love for nature started. It started with the sea, doing a lot of fishing, diving, surfing, and I always knew I wanted to have a career in nature, but I ended up going to study as an engineer, electrical engineer. I did qualify as an engineer, and then I worked at Rossing Uranium, and after 2 years of working there, I realized this is not me as a person. I still want to be in nature, because animals, nature, landscapes, plants, it's just fascinating. And so I left everything, and then I went first back to the sea. I did a deep sea diving course. I did commercial diamond recovery in Ludwitz Bay. I lived on the beach for a year, very privileged. In those years you could still do it, the early 90s. And I just started spinning ideas through my head. How can I survive but spend my life in nature? And obviously tourism will come, because with tourism, every day you're in these pristine, beautiful places. And Namibia has the most beautiful landscapes, I would say, in one country, the most varied, beautiful, non-touched landscapes in the world, probably in Africa, of varieties. and to be able to just share that with people, but still you need to make a living somehow. This is my passion, and it's just so special when tourists come and they ask you any question and you can answer it. So what is that plant? We give them the name. What is that animal? We give them the name. And wow, this is amazing. And just to see the joy in their face, that's really worth it. It makes every day special. It's another day at the office. My life is tourism. My life is this desert next to Swakopmund. This has been the biggest project of my life, to just bring it to this point that we can have this amazing, untouched, beautiful desert right next to town. This is about education. We've got such a beautiful inheritance. If you just look here, right next to Swakopmund, and it's so important that you know your backyard. Imagine you had this house and this beautiful garden, and you didn't even know what's going on in your garden. And this is the backyard of Swakopmund. It's a beautiful place. It's a special place. It's a unique place, and it's one of a kind on earth. And it's so important that the children that live here also get an opportunity to understand what makes it so special, to enjoy it. And once you understand something and you enjoy something, it's at that point that you cherish it and you protect it. Yeah, we've been doing this. We've been running these Living Desert educational tours. We started the Living Desert in the late 1990s, and in about 2005 we became more established, and about from that time we took thousands of children on educational tours. We don't just see it as a social responsibility, we do it out of love. People come and they approach us, they know what we're doing, and they ask us, are you willing to share these wonderful things, these experiences and this beauty of our desert with the children, the less privileged children, and we do it out of love, and it's fun to work with them. If somebody understands something, then they can see the beauty in it. But only once you understand it will you actually appreciate the beauty. And it's so important that the people of Swakopmund can understand this desert, because then they'll appreciate it. And once they appreciate it, they will protect it. And Swakopmund traditionally over all the years has been a tourist hub. It's one of the most important tourist destinations in Namibia. And it's so important if we're going to attract people here, tourism, because that's the heartbeat of Swakopmund, that we look after what we've got and that we educate the children on what we've got. And in that way, they can utilize this beautiful desert and they can start careers in tourism, for instance. And we're trying to initiate that from our point of view, because I'm a tour guide, and I want to see more young upcoming tour guides that are passionate. And when you have passion, then you can really sell a product, and then you can and that's what makes Swakopmund so special and top of the tourism towns of Namibia. I remember we're standing here, we're very close to Swakopmund at the moment, and in the days before this was a park, we would have, literally behind me there would have been quad bikes and 4x4s. It would have been totally damaged. And today it's pristine right on the perimeters of town. And so we all need to be ambassadors. It's so important, because in that way we can keep it in this condition. And then it's always lovely to live in a place that has something beautiful to offer. Yeah, the Dorp has a long history. When we started these tours more than 25 years ago, this was an open zone. It was a free zone. People could do what they want to, when they want to, with whatever they want to. And they basically really wrecked the place. Growing up here in Swakopmund, spent a lot of time in the dunes, realized there's a lot of endemic little animals, endemic plants, there's a special ecosystem, and we could share that. It was an idea. We could share that with foreigners, and we could create a product. But the problem was we couldn't sell the product because it was all destroyed. So the plan was to try to protect this on our doorstep and to be able to promote it into tourism. And that's where the Dorp came in. It was a long fight. It was a difficult fight. with the help of Rod Braby. I would say he's the hero of the Dorop Park. He's the guy that really did the most. But a whole lot of us together created awareness that there is a problem. Rod Braby, he managed to secure funds through the World Bank, started up Nakoma. Nakoma is Namibian Coastal Management. This Nakoma went out and did surveys, and Nakoma became the interface between the public, the tour operators, and to the government. So they would collect the data. There would be meetings. It went on for 5 years, meetings every week, and they would collect the data. What do people want? What is the problem? What can we do? How can we solve this problem? And then they would take this information to government. And over a period of 4 to 5 years, the management plan was created through Nakoma on how to implement a park. But the Dorop Park is a very special place because it's the only park that has 3 cities in it. So you have people moving in the park, doing their daily things all the time. So you can't apply the same rules in Dorop as you do in Etosha. Etosha says no dogs. You can't tell everybody in Swakopmund you may not own a dog. So we have to be very careful. This is a people's place. We need to leave access for the people, for the public, and they need to enjoy it, but they need to keep it beautiful and pristine and protected. So it's been a long walk. It's been a tough walk, but if we look today, it's been worth every moment. The challenges are uncontrolled tourism, number one. Mass tourism that is not done in a proper way will just take everything and it will just start from the beginning again. And it's so important that the children, you can work with children. They like clay. You can teach them things. They listen. You can mold them. Adults, they really have their own mind. So we really enjoy working with the children and teaching them about our future and the future of conservation. And that would be a challenge, is to get all the children on board and for them to understand. And once they understand, and they can, and it's also important that they benefit from this beautiful setup here, and tourism would definitely be one of the ways that they could benefit as adults. What was quite interesting for me, we stood here on the edges of Swakopmund in the Swakop River, and I was telling them about the desert and a little bit of history and a little bit of things, and then I took out a big chocolate. It was a Kit Kat, and I said to them, okay, I challenge you guys. You turn 360 degrees, look all around you as far as your eye can look, and the first person to see one single paper can have this big chocolate. And they all went, "Ah!" And eventually it was like they started identifying little pieces of sticks as garbage, and it just didn't work, and nobody got the chocolate. And it was just like their faces just hung. There was not a single piece of paper, and that's not just by default. That's because of education. It's because of what the tour operators do. It's because of what the public do. It's because of the pride that they have in this area. It's because of education. And then it was really funny. Now they wanted the chocolate. So I was just holding it, and I said, okay, so who of you want to be tour guides one day? And it was so weird. Nobody in the group wanted to be a tour guide. So then I said, okay, the chocolate goes to the first person that wants to be a tour guide. Boom! And the whole group were now tour guides. So that was really quite funny for me.
The Fisherman's Guest House, located in the coastal town of Haenties Bay on the Skeleton Coast of Namibia. It offers comfortable amenities. It is also best known for its fishing activities. One of the main draws of staying at the Fisherman's Guest House is the access to coastal and desert coast experiences. It caters especially to anglers. The host and experienced fishermen can organize shore angling or fishing trips, guiding guests to top fishing spots along the coast.
Yes, my name is Louis Fenot. I'm originally from Belgium, but I'm here in Antis Bay, located at Fisherman's Guest House. Me and my wife started this place in 2011. Her name is Anneke Klute. We have accommodation, we have a restaurant, we have a cozy bar, nice garden. But what we also do next to the guest house is we organize guided fishing tours. And we take people fishing for shark and or for edibles. It's situated almost at the sea, 200 meters from the sea line. You can't miss it in our street. Better times for fishing is definitely the summer months, January, February, March. We are very busy from now. In December, it's year-end holiday, so the town will get very busy. And the beaches are a bit crowded, but it's different. The weather was good. But our best fishing times is January, February, March. Now we get visitors through the whole year. Days fishing, we get people who come and they're not really fishermen, but they want to have the experience for a fishing trip. And then we get diehard anglers who come for a week or 10 days.
Wild and free, so feel so sweet, makes me feel like
Now, in this segment, we hear from Hayley van Wyk, the newly crowned Miss Erongo Expo. She's now partnering with Blue Whale Boutique Hotel, and she will be sharing with us her duties that she'll be carrying out as the newly crowned Miss Erongo Expo. Let's take a look.
Firstly, I am very, very happy. It is a big responsibility, and I am willing to take it because it gives me so much experience, it gives me guidance, and there's a lot leading forward what's gonna happen. Like this title is and to be the first to take it, it's really amazing. Like I feel great. I have 6 projects in total. The one that I'm gonna start with is to give children in the hospital like gifts because they are in bad conditions, so they want that love. So someone wants to give it, and I want to do that for them. The other one is also I want to do something for our animals because the animals can't speak for themselves. I just want us all to contribute so we can give to them toys, food, so they can also feel loved. And one of the most important ones to me is because I am also young, I want to speak to our youth because a lot of the kids' voices are not being heard. So I want them to feel free to come to me so they can speak about anything. I would like everyone from town, from Naraval, just everybody to be involved. They can contact me if they want to give something, even if it's too small, if they want to speak on it, anything that is possible, even the little things matter. That's what I want to do. I want everybody to be involved. I don't want to stand alone. I just want all of us just to stand together in this because it's very, very important. The community all needs us. I want to start in December, if not December, January, because I want to get it running so people can see what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do also. In my spare time, I am studying, of course, and then I am also busy with some of my hobbies, like I most of the time read, and then I try to interact with friends sometimes, but most of the time I'm just at home, like spending quality time with my family. I am studying my GED. It's a American system, so I have all the subjects. I am working towards to get that big certificate. I have been dreaming about it for a long time. Since I started, when I saw the models on the TV, I was like, that's gonna be me one day. This is why I have this title, Miss Irongo. So I just want to say thank you to Blue Whale for giving all of me and my fellow contestants this chance. Just be confident, do what you want. Nobody can tell you can't. Anything is possible. Thank you.
Now, viewers, we have come to the end of today's Regional Review News. Now, for more, you're welcome to visit our social media platforms. Now, from me and the rest of your team, it's bye-bye.